Coach Blair, and then from there you can ask your questions.
I'll tell you, it was a typical PSAC game. You know, on both ends of the floor, it was extremely physical. I thought some calls could have went our way, but didn't. And our kids never gave up, and we were down the whole game. I didn't play one of our better games, but down the stretch we had some key possessions where Corey attacked the basket, and Jon stepped up, obviously hit a big shot, and so did Carl, in order to give us the lead and also the win. So it was a great team effort, but I just don't want them to lose sight of. It's a good win against a very good team, but we got one more game, and all year long we've been talking about making history, and now it's an opportunity for us on our home court, which is a great situation for this basketball team, this program.
Damien, have you ever seen a scene like that? You've seen a lot of games. You've been a part of a lot of games here. How can you put that into perspective? That scene at the end there.
I'll tell you what. Out of all the years that I've either played or watched Coach Delaney and his teams, and my 4 years here, I haven't seen anything quite like it. The only thing that's even close to it was I think I hit a game-winning shot against Cheney, and the crowd stormed the court. But I mean, it was a great atmosphere. Our fans were into the game, and our kids did an excellent job of gutting it out down the stretch.
How did you turn that around? Because it didn't look good for much of the game, and you ended up, I think you outscored them 27-10 to end the game. That's a pretty amazing turnaround.
It's these guys, because it was an ugly game, and they never quit. And every screen, we got bumped. You know, every penetration, we got knocked down. And sometimes we got fouls, and sometimes we didn't. And you know, they didn't complain. They just played through it. And then when it counted, we had two guys step up and make huge shots. And if you want to win in this league, you're going to have a couple guys that are going to do that for you. And tonight, Jon and Carl did that.
And one thing you were talking about, you had it at 18-18 at the end of the first half, and then last 3:23, Ashton and Sanders, they basically go off on their 8-0 run and a half. I mean, what was the thinking going through at halftime? That
well, I thought we did a good job on them. You know, they run a lot of double-doubles, and our kids switched out, and at times we stayed with our guy, and I think that confused them a little bit. You know, at the half, they weren't getting the wide-open threes that they did the last time we played them, and I thought that was the difference in the game. It was an ugly game on both ends of the floor, and I think the score was indicative of that in the first half, and it didn't change. I mean, this is probably one of the lower scoring games that we've been a part of. So, you know, for us, we've been preaching three things: defend, rebound, and execute. Tonight, we didn't do a real good job of executing, but we defended and we rebounded. And when we needed to, we stepped up and knocked down some big shots.
Can you talk about Jon's winning shot and what you were doing, what was set up, and was that the plan, or what happened?
That wasn't the plan. but sometimes in big games, big players take it on themselves to make big shots. And we actually were trying to run a play for Lance to get him the ball in the corner for a jump shot, and Carl knocked down the three. And then we were called chin, and Jon said, "Coach, I want to go one-on-one." I told him to get to the basket, try to get fouled. He stepped up and knocked down a huge three. So, and the funny thing is, during the timeout, I said to our staff, I said, if it's a tie game, it's like 30 seconds left, we're just going to let them go and play, or we're going to call a timeout, try to run something. And I got enough confidence in our two guards and our post players to just let them go and play.
Jon, can you talk about how much fun it is to make a shot like that, and have you ever made a shot like that in your career?
It's just amazing. It's really amazing. I mean, the whole game, as far as our team, we clawed back and fought. I'm proud of my guys. I pretty much appreciate my teammates trusting me. I mean, all through the season, it's been up and down. And I mean, I had a similar shot like that in high school, but it's nothing like when you're living in the moment right now. I credit all my teammates.
Jon, there was a stretch late in the season where it seemed like you weren't getting the points you were earlier. I mean, it just seemed, maybe you're just a little bit of a slump. I mean, do you feel like, especially with this last shot there, do you feel like maybe you're finally getting out of it at the right time?
I don't want to say I'm in a slump. I mean, our team is we're to the point where if a guy is off, you know, we kind of really don't miss a beat. We have that many players, but I just shoot the ball when I'm open. You know, sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't, but I do a good job of getting extra shots up after practice. So I'm confident every time I step up to the line or try and take an open shot.
Corey, you seem to be in this one right from the start. Your team really needed you because there was a lot long stretches where the team wasn't doing a whole lot, and you were really doing a good job inside. Did you feel like maybe the team needed you big time in this game?
Yeah, I think the team. Yeah, we struggled throughout the game, but I tried to like give our team a little boost coming off the bench, and I think it worked.
What's the feeling of a player go through your mind when that ball goes through? What's your first thought?
I have no words for that. It's just a great feeling, and the crowd helped it, enhanced it.
Does it feel? Was there points in the game, even late in the game, where you felt like, man, we're just not gonna be able to do it, or did you guys always have confidence?
We always have confidence, and Coach always tells us to keep fighting, and it's never over till the end, and it's a great example of it today.
Now, Lance, you guys came out on the media timeout. It was about 3:17 left, and you guys get the ball back, and then it was your three that started that 12-full run down the end, and then and the last time you faced IUP, you only scored 7. And early on in the game, you were struggling a little bit. I mean, and that really seemed to jumpstart this team down the stretch. I mean, was it something about IUP and the 2 meetings this year?
I mean, I wouldn't really necessarily say it's just them. I mean, I shot open shots; they just didn't go in the first half. And I mean, I was getting hit a lot, but I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. But I shot open shots and they just didn't go in the first half. In the second half, I got an opportunity again to make shots, and they went in.
You know, you being a senior, I mean, how much was that of a motivation for not wanting your career here at Westchester to end?
Talking about John Shot. Oh yeah, definitely happy he made that. I'm not ready. I'm not done yet. I'm towards the end, but I'm like at the end. It seemed like you want to play even more. So that's what phase I'm in right now.
You said something to John about big shot. What are you thinking during that stretch at the end there? And also maybe Carl, and you had a big three. Those were some huge shots you guys knocked out.
Yeah, at the end. I mean, I was looking for him. I thought he was going to drive and kick, but I seen him tell coach that he wanted to go one-on-one. And when he started bouncing into his dribble, I seen the rhythm in him. And I looked at his eyes. I'm like, up, he's going down. Basement.
How big? Have you seen a bigger shot in your career than that?
Only on TV. Only on TV. That's probably the biggest shot I've ever seen in person.
And also, I mean, getting back quickly to that run, I mean, Carl had those 6 points. He had the old school 3 and the trade ball from, it seemed like downtown Coatesville. I mean, how big of an impact just having him out there? I mean, from your perspective, talk about that for a minute.
Carl got the heart of a lion. That's all I got to say. Heart of a lion.
There's no question about that.
Everybody can vouch for that.
I'm a little disappointed because they I guess they did the PSAC first and second team a little early, and if it wasn't for Carl, we wouldn't be here. The last 5 or 6 games of the year, he played phenomenal. Tonight, he did the same. He's cramping. He guards the player of the year in the West, and then guards I consider the second player of the year in Sanders. And they wind up only going 3 for 13 from the 3-point line. And those guys are phenomenal players, phenomenal shooters, and it's his heart on the defensive side of the ball, and then his tenacity on the offensive side of the ball, which makes us what we are. And I think he's severely underrated, to be honest with you.
Tony, you have any questions?
I'm good to go.
Okay.
I got one last question. I'll address it to all you. This is going to be the 3rd time you're going to be facing East Stroudsburg this year. So, I mean does it? What's the thinking now? I mean, the first 2 games, obviously, a regular season showdown for seeding and that. And now it's for all the marbles. Thoughts, guys?
We've been talking about this from day one. It really doesn't matter what the name is on the shirt. We need to go out and do what we do, and we have a goal that we're trying to achieve. We talked about it from day one. It was to make history, and we haven't changed that goal. This was a great win. I'm glad our fans are really excited about it, but we're not done. And our kids need to understand that, and hopefully our fans will understand that and come out in full force tomorrow and cheer us on. But it's a little bit unfortunate. They're probably home resting, and we fought to the end on both ends of the floor. And I think both teams are going to be a little bit tired because their game was physical as well. But we got some business to take care of, and I think these guys know that.